Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if these readings resonate with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general message, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Four of Pentacles. I feel like your life is stabilizing. I feel like you have you recovered from some kind of an upset, right? Maybe there was a large bill, there was some unexpected expense, there was some injury or an illness. I feel like you've recovered. I feel like we've reestablished our foundation. Our home base is like put back together now. Could be that we've had something that kind of shook us, right? Shook our foundation. And now I feel like it's kind of stabilizing for you, okay? So I feel like right now you're focused on some basic things, water, shelter, food, diet, exercise, kind of sticking to the budget, just like not trying to overextend ourselves, not trying to push ourselves too far, just trying to maintain the strength and power that's returning to us, okay? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. And we have a princess. Princess of Cups. Okay. The High Priestess. We have the Emperor. Yes, the Emperor. Makes sense. We have a Queen of Cups. And a Four of Wands now. Interesting. Okay. I like the appearance of the Princess of Cups. It's the fish in the percolator. It's kind of an unexpected message there. We have a Ten of Swords. We have a Knight of Cups. A Queen of Swords, and a Six of Cups. Yes, of course. I mean, it's perfect. Because that's what I feel the Princess of Cups wants. Wants the pleasure, wants the satisfaction, wants the connection, wants to feel good. She's kind of getting bored with the Four of Pentacles. It's saying, okay, and we did the Four of Pentacles. We got the foundation set up now. Now I want something else. Now I want to live. Now I want to feel. It's like, okay, I did my chores. I want to go outside and play. It's like I did the basic things. I have good eating habits. I have good financial habits. I've recovered from my injury or my illness. Like things are kind of getting back to normal, getting back to routine. Now I want to go have some fun. I want to indulge. I want some pleasure. I want to go buy myself something. I want to have the bowl of ice cream. Now that we have our base set up, we want to seek something that's more meaningful, something that speaks to our soul, right? We're kind of tired of just the hard routine, pulling weeds. Now I want to taste the fruit of what we've grown. Yeah. And I feel like this is, in a way, it's a hierarchy of needs, right? That we have to do first things first. We have to set up this baseline. We have to really shore up the foundation before we can pursue those higher pleasures. And that's what we see here. This is the card of pleasure. It's the Six of Cups. That's the card of a harmonious connection. It could be a sense of community. It could be a friend's family. It could be a romantic thing. It could be just doing something that feels good for its own sake. Not, it's kind of like, well, I want to spend a little extra money and buy myself something nice. Go out to dinner with myself or with my friends, family. I want to do something, I do feel like there is connections with other people right now because we have quite a few of the court cards. Okay, but let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction, your guess, your hunch down in the comments below. Now let's take a look around the room. Two major arcana energies, and that I think really tells the story as well. Because behind you, in the recent past, Emperor, authority. Who's calling the shots? This is all business. This is all seriousness. Got to do what's best for the realm. Got to rein in all of our spending. I can't, this is discipline. It's self-control. It's laying down the law. I'm not eating any ice cream. I'm gonna wake up at a certain time of the morning. I'm going to have the routine. I'm gonna ride the bike every day. I'm going to abstain from certain things. I'm going to save the money. I'm going to go to work and work the extra hours. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is. Right? This is us with that kind of hardcore boss energy, the authority, the accountability, the control, laying down the law. And so to me, this feels like it's giving way now to a little bit more of the intuition. It's like the intuition, the flights of fancy. We're moonstruck by something. This is a very solar energy. This is a very lunar energy, right? It's sort of a fire and water sort of contrast as well, right? This is an Aries energy, and this very much is a full moon kind of energy, And it may seem like your heart, your soul is calling you to something that is beyond this. This is very disciplined, very routine, very systematic, very kind of earthy work, right? This might literally be work. This, of course, is fantasy. This is very practical. Got to do certain things, get certain results. Got to wake up early. Got to get going before the sun rises. Early bird gets the worm kind of thing. This is more dreamlike. This is more fantastical. This is more imaginative. This is more lovely. This is more flowing and ethereal. And, this is solid. This is not. This is a little more wistful. Yeah. And I feel like this is kind of what you're ready for. I feel like this is what's coming into your life. I feel like you've been working very, very hard at something. And even with our Four of Wands, it's saying it's time to now allow yourself to switch into the other mode. You've done the hard work. You're going to keep doing the hard work. But now it's time, I think, for the cycle to go around and to begin allowing yourself some of this imagination, allowing yourself some fantasy, allowing yourself some desire, some pleasure, some emotional exploration, or whatever you want to call it, So we have our two majors anyway. We've got fire here, and the fire is sort of the completion of a cycle. We've got water, 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 air and air, and the earth right there in the middle. And the earth is very important because it's kind of saying, like, look, if you don't have the foundation, if you don't have the Four of Pentacles, you can't afford to do this anyway. So let's not put the cart before the horse. We need to make sure we've got the foundation. We have the means to do it. So yeah, you work hard, you save your money. Now you're saving your money, and you're going to allow yourself a little bit of joy, a little bit of splurging, a little bit of indulgence. Yeah. I don't know if we're talking finances here. Maybe we are, right? But the Princess of Cups is having new feelings. There are desires that you want things. You want something more than just following the orders of the Emperor and doing what you're supposed to do and continuing to build your Four of Pentacles, because eventually the Princess of Cups is going to ask, why are we building the Pentacles? Why am I doing the work? Why am I saving the money? What is it for? What is the purpose behind it all? Right? Why are we building this foundation? Well, the foundation is the springboard. It's the platform from which you can reach for what your soul really truly wants. Okay. Maybe we do have a suggestion of balance here anyway. Maybe there is a balance going on between the Emperor and the High Priestess, in the sense that we're realizing that all of the things that we have built in the past, we've built a very strong ego. We built somebody that can have discipline, that can get things done, knows how to build a foundation. And we're realizing now that building this foundation is so that we can then transition, when the time is right, transition into what comes next, what our soul is really wanting. It's kind of like we've built this. We don't know why we built it, really. It's just what we do, right? It's just kind of, we're succeeding in life. We're trying to have a good foundation, realizing now that this is a platform from which we can pursue those higher, more meaningful, more satisfying pursuits, aspirations, dreams, hopes, wishes, right? So this is the card, the Princess of Cups. This is the one who has the dream and starts going toward it, has the wish and starts trying to fulfill it, right? Has the desire and is trying to satisfy that desire. Okay, now the thing that we have to, I think, really focus on is that this needs to come from the High Priestess. It needs to come from the intuition. It needs to come from your soul, not from, I just want pleasure and gratification for its own sake, But that I think is part of it. I think that you're allowing yourself to splurge a little bit, treat yourself, go spend money on yourself or your friends, family, whatever, like indulge in the good things in life, right? But come back to your soul and find out, what does your soul really want? What is it that what is the real desire here? Okay, so we have to go really deep. We're looking at the Queen of Cups here, which is water on water. This is emotional transparency. This is lifting the veil of our own soul and going really deep. The surface level, right? The surface of the water is just reflective. I just want what everybody else wants. I'm just going to do kind of whatever's going on out there. I'm just going to reflect that back to the world, Then we have the shallow end of the pool. And that's like, I'm just chasing desires and I'm running from pain, right? That's the shallow end. And there's no judgment. There's nothing wrong with either of those levels. Sometimes just being on the surface is fine. Sometimes being in the shallow end, it's good, it feels good, right? But you're also being told to go deeper. Connect with your soul. Connect with the essence of who you are. What are the real desires down there? The real aspirations down there. What does your soul really want you to do? Because that is going to be the deepest kind of spiritual reason, the purpose behind what the Emperor has been trying to do. See, the spiritual energy here with the major arcana, the ego doesn't always understand why. Okay? And I think in the recent past, yesterday's energy and probably extending pretty far back in your life, we've been goal-oriented. We've been focusing on constructing the very practical necessities of life, fitting into the world and solidifying our ego, building a business, building our home, having our family, getting our education, building up our knowledge base and all these things. And we're just kind of wondering, like, I wonder what we've been preparing for, right? This is that preparation. This is like you got a whole storeroom full of supplies. Well, what are we preparing ourselves for, So I think that you're kind of getting this calling. Yeah, there's something, it's kind of a mermaid. The High Priestess is swimming up from the depths of your soul to say, hey, this is what we're supposed to do now. Here, take my hand, and I'm going to lead you toward your Empress life. I'm going to lead you toward your destiny. Okay. And I think that we really have that kind of vertical, emotional, going to the depths. But then we also have the very practical, very ambitious, goal-oriented horizontal life. So I think that you're still going to be on that horizontal life, the earthly life, having goals, trying to get my education and have a good job, make the money, pay the bills, eat the food, have the good habits, exercise, and all those kind of human things that we do, whatever they may be for you. That's the horizontal life. The vertical path is the spiritual path. So it's an intersection of your practical human life and your the vertical spiritual path is intersecting now. Okay. And with the Four of Wands in the future position, the very near future, realizing that there is a deeper aspiration. It's Venus in Aries. So now we're adding this sort of love water energy to the Emperor, right? Venus in, this is Aries. So we're adding in that highest desire. And now Venus is an energy that could literally be surface level desires. Just what everybody else wants, that's what I want to. And Venus is also the shallow end. Venus is also, I want pleasure, I don't want pain. But Venus is also the deepest aspiration, that deepest yearning of the soul, okay? And we want to take it all the way down to that core to find that energy, yeah. This is also the ending of a cycle. So I feel like this is the accomplishment of something that initiates the new cycle. And I think that it's, we're sort of implementing this intersection of the human and the spiritual paths. And it's creating a new, I don't know, it's opening a new door. It's creating a new way forward for you. Okay. So the fours really are supposed to be temporary. Okay. We're not creating the walls of our castle just for the sake of it, just because, well, something to do. Just to glorify the ego, right? I'm building up my foundation, I'm building up my castle. We realize that it's supposed to be a means to an end, that this is a resource. We're not just hoarding resources, right? I'm not just filling my basement with a bunch of grain, right? It's meant to feed something. It's meant to, I'm supposed to do something with it. Whether we're talking, physical resources or time, effort, energy, and or money, whatever it is. This is the conversion of matter to energy. All the resources we have, we're converting them to a new sort of a life, we're activity, we're moving forward. Okay, we have the circle and we have the wheel and the square, the circle and the square here. Both of them are fours. Both of them are supposed to be mobilized. Mobilizing our resources, mobilizing our energy, both of them now in harmony with the depths of our soul. Okay, this Four of Pentacles is the sun in Capricorn. It's very ambitious. It's very concerned with earthly resources and power and status and success, and position. This is different. This is Venus in Aries. This is now using our Emperor for something that is in service of our soul rather than something that is in service to our earthly power and resources, right? So we're taking this Emperor energy and we're coming over here and we're saying, all right, let's do this with this. After we do this, we're going to use this as our fuel. And now the Emperor is still in control and the Emperor is still working very hard and is applying itself to something that is more spiritual, more meaningful, and is, I think, putting to very good use all of the resources, both mental, emotional, and physical that you have acquired. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. 10 of Swords, right? Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, okay? And these readings are totally free. I appreciate you. The 10 of Swords is this kind of breaking out of something that we're realizing now that, okay, the previous path that we were on, the focus that we had, the Emperor's objectives have now, we've sucked it dry. There's nothing more there to be gained. So we're realizing that we need something to fill up we need to rehydrate, okay? The Emperor needs now the inspiration. So we need the water energy. Otherwise, this path here, we realize this path here has become desiccated and dry, right? The 10 of Swords, it is pointless. This is a dry hole. There's no water here. Okay? So it feels like it's no longer fulfilling. We need something more. We need our Princess of Cups. We need all this water energy, the lunar energy. We need that sense of purpose. We need to realize now what it was all for. To continue doing what we've been doing without any kind of guiding light, any guiding principle, any kind of spiritual purpose is pointless. This is the card of pointlessness. All the swords in this card, their tips are broken off. Every sword here is pointless, like literally, And so this is the card that says, okay, the way things have been going now, it's kind of pointless. If I don't have a point, if there's no point to it, right, then what is the point? And I think that this gives us the point. We're finding the point. We're realizing what all of this has been for. We're realizing what our entire human achievements have been preparing us for. We're realizing that higher purpose, and we're ready to get out of the birdcage and spread our divine wings. Yeah, we're ready for that. And I like also that there are birds in these cards. Okay, there is a bird here. It's an ibis here in the Queen of Cups. There's a bird. I don't know if this is a swan, I guess, in the Princess. And I don't know if there's a bird in the High Priestess card, but there is the spreading of the wings, right? There is this open kind of outstretched posture of the High Priestess. So I think that's the idea here, is that we're ready to sort of move past the basics. We're ready to move past the building up of the foundation. Now we're ready to kind of leap off of the foundation. We've built the thing up high enough now, we've got to just jump and fly, So more of the same is not the answer. We're going to continue being ambitious, obviously. We're going to continue the process. But we're reaching for something higher now. We're reaching outside the limitations of what has become now. If we continue just this, without these energies, this becomes pointless. It's just a we're just on this cycle of like striving, achieving, wins and losses, make money, spend money, and it just goes on and on and on and on. You're finding the purpose, you're finding a reason, you're finding the motivation or the aspiration, the dream that really is going to be the intersection of these paths. And that's getting us out of the birdcage, spreading our wings. The Knight of Cups in the environment in terms of your relationships. This is you now taking all of your resources, converting it to energy, but really converting it to passion. Okay? Because passion is the burning of our fuel with a point, right? It's not pointless. There's a purpose there. It's a passion. It's because of, so I'm burning all this fuel for a reason. Yeah, and we're out here kind of doing it, right? And this card is about the giving and receiving of love and affection. I think you're out here giving your gift to the world. You're out here living your purpose, right? There's a point to your life. It's not pointless. There is a point to it. There's wings on this card too, by the way. There is a point to your life, and this is you out here living that purpose. Yeah, I like it. The obstacle here, I think, is the Queen of Swords. It's finally a little bit of air energy in the reading. See, we didn't have any air before. We had fire, we had water, we have a little bit of earth, but we do have our air energy here. And sometimes with the Queen of Swords, when we get out of the birdcage, it's kind of like we're so shocked to be free that we almost forget we have a purpose. It's kind of the whole act of following our purpose leads us to this kind of new energy, this new landscape, this new freedom, and then we kind of forget what the whole point was. And we see that trope in movies and things all the time, right? That we work so hard to get out of the cage, right, so that we can live our life and fulfill our purpose. Then when we get out of the cage, I don't care what I believed in. I don't care what my purpose was. I'm just happy to be free, So we don't want to lose sight of that. This is a water and air card together. It's heart and mind that have been united. And I think that we have to keep our mind clear. We have to be like sober-minded, level-headed, And we need that clarity of thought. Okay? So that we don't get sort of overwhelmed by all of this watery emotional energy. We don't get like moonstruck to the point where we kind of forget what we're doing, forget what our point was, right? And that's going to be, I think, a little bit difficult. As soon as we get this freedom, as soon as we get this transcendence, it's easy to forget what our purpose was. You know, I hope that makes sense. What we want, of course, our final outcome is the Six of Cups. We want to harmonize. We want to be completely connected within ourselves and connected to the world around us. We want to fulfill our purpose. We want to manifest our dream. Whatever the Princess of Cups is after, it is going to get. So we want to stay connected with our deepest purpose, because we're going to get that. This is also, I'm trying to think of a way to explain this, the feeling that I have anyway. It's always difficult to take our feelings and convert them into language, But it's, we have this desire for something. I want to get the promotion at work because I want to get the money because there's a lot of good things I want to do with the money. I want to help the world. I want to heal the world, right? And then when we get the money, we just sort of spend it on, fun and games and stuff. We forget all about the purpose. I'll do that tomorrow, So the Princess of Cups has the surface level desires, and yeah, those can be fulfilled. Has the shallow end desires. I just want some pleasure, and I want to get rid of pain. I want to pay the bills. I want to have the nice things, so I don't have to worry about where the food's coming from. I want to have nice things. And so we do those things too. I call it the shallow end, but it's not shallow in that negative kind of pejorative. It's basically our human instinct to want comfort and pleasure, and want to our desire to minimize pain and hardship. Okay, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about with the sort of shallow end of the pool. And then the deeper end is saying, what am I in service to? What is the deeper thing that I want to do? So I feel like you're getting this. Let's say it's a financial abundance. And the first thing that we're going to do is probably surface level stuff. I want to get the nice things that everybody else has. Cool. Okay. Do that. That feels great. And then the shallow end of the pool. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I pay off my debts, pay off the car, pay off the house. I'm going to pay the bills. I'm going to make sure that we put some money away and we're safe, we're secure, so we can minimize pain. Okay. And then I want to bring in the nice stuff. I need a comfortable bed to sleep in. I want healthy food, clean water. We could make sure we do all those positive things. Okay. I want more good things, less bad things. Those are going to be there. But let's not stop there. Let's go all the way down. What does your soul want to do? Because those other things are ego things. And they're perfectly valid and they're wonderful. Yes, we want more pleasure, less pain in life. We all want that. Okay? I think you're going deeper than that too. You're trying to go deeper and find out what is really down in my soul. What does my soul really want? Is it starting a charity? Is it being of service somewhere? Is it starting a business? Is it giving back in some way? Is it art? Is it creativity? Is it traveling? Like, what is it really that your soul wants? And sometimes it's difficult for the Queen of Swords, up here high in the sky looking down, very difficult for this figure to see anything but the surface or the shallow end. When you're high up in the sky, you're looking down at the ocean, what do you see? You see the surface, and you may see a few feet below the surface, but you can't see the depths of the ocean. So there's a problem with this, getting this highest perspective. We can't really see what's down in the depths. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I think it'll be some water energy. It could be an empress. It could be, maybe it's the Wheel of Fortune. Let's have a look. Six of Swords. Yes, perfect. Six of Swords is the perfect, we have a Six of Cups and a Six of Swords. We have the perfect union between heart and mind. That the mind is able to communicate with the heart and sort of ask, what do we want? What does the soul want? What is really within us? What is the surface level stuff that we want to achieve? What's the shallow end of the pool stuff we want to achieve? Right? How do we want more pleasure in life? And how can we get rid of hardship and trouble and pain and that sort of thing, right? And then also the deeper harmony, what are we really in service to? The Six of Swords is saying, okay, we've got a plan. First thing you do, you get rid of your debts, you get rid of your problems, your most immediate concerns. We fix them. Then we get ourselves some nice stuff, some comfort, right? Then we apply ourselves to our real deepest purpose in life. And so it kind of is a hierarchy of needs. Once you have your food, shelter, or water, shelter, food, then you can pursue other things like community, like connection, like art, like creativity, like, And so it's kind of like we have to go down through the depths of the water. Yeah. And I feel like these two cards are really hitting the nail on the head. Right? With the harmony, the resonance. Yeah. And your purpose, the alignment of heart and mind. Just as we have the alignment of your human path and your spiritual path. We have the alignment of heart and mind. This is a very good confirmation. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Gemini, Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.